Scanning. Identity authorized. Welcome to the Secret Superhero Club Podcast Network.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 133 of the Animation Station podcast. My name is Josh, and joining me today, I have a very special guest. I can't talk. Words are hard. Maddie Ince. How are you, Maddie?
I'm doing great, Josh. Thanks for having me.
I know we just talked about your last name. I said it right?
Yeah, you did.
Okay,
you did.
yeah.
You got it. Spot on.
Ince and Eince were like dancing around in my head, and I was like, wait, hold on. Yep. She literally just said it. Don't feel a fool. You're gonna mess it up.
Yeah. If you did, I'd forgive you, because it wouldn't be the first time. So.
And Maddie is here, and today we're gonna talk about the Dragon Prince. So. That's 99% of what we're going to talk about.
Yes, I'll be so down. I watched it with my kid siblings, and it'd be easier for me to talk about that than the comic.
But the other 1% that we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about your webcomic Matchmaker Hero.
Yes, that thing that I do. Yeah, also that. Yeah.
All right, so first, Maddie. Before we get into our main topic of Dragon Prince, let's talk about a little bit about Matchmaker Hero. So first off, kind of give us a little bit of before we get into your inspiration of Matchmaker Hero, who is Maddie?
Oh my goodness,
it's gonna be deep. It's gonna be so deep. Who is Maddie? Oh
God, I don't even know. Oh, I usually save these questions for my therapist. Wow. So I am a Minnesotan, born and bred, Midwestern live-in comic artist who I've done one thing that the internet knows about, and that is Matchmaker Hero. Yeah, that's kind of my breakout thing. And I was listening to some of your other podcasts, and you had all these comic artists on, and they're talking about their whole career. And I'm like, I graduated this past May, and this is my first job. So I don't have a whole long list of accomplishments. I'm kind of an open book right now. So yeah,
don't say that. Well, the fact that you just graduated and you've got this webtoon that is popular, it's like, that ain't bad. You know what I did when I graduated? I was working, and that was it. Yeah. That's all I was doing.
Yeah. I'm trying to make this work. So I don't know. I'm rolling with it. We're going with this. We're going with this. So yeah, it's exciting. It's fun.
So did you always want to be a comic artist when you were growing up? What was young little Maddie, sitting around watching TV, drawing with Crayola crayons? Because who would draw with Rose Art crayons? That's gross.
Yeah,
they're too waxy.
I don't think I would have known the difference. I'm not I'm not good at checking quality. But yeah, as far as what I wanted to do when I grew up, I think in second grade, someone asked me that, and I was like, I'm gonna be a doctor because doctors make money. Just hardcore in denial. All I did was write and draw. That's all I did with my life. But I was there is no way on God's green earth that I'm ever going to be an artist. They don't make any money. So I was I'm going to do the exact opposite. I'm going to go in the other direction. I'm going to be a doctor. And then, high school rolled around, and I was actually thinking about my life. And, at that point, I'd become indoctrinated with the internet, with all the comics and stuff, and had my gateway anime was Naruto, and after that,
it's a lot of people's gateway drug, that Naruto.
Yeah, that Naruto, and all of a sudden I was,
believe it.
Yeah, believe it. So after that, it was oh crap. Well, now I want to do something with my life besides just go and make money. So I took some art classes, and I think I was really shy as a kid. I was a really shy, serious kid. I'm kind of the opposite of how I am now. And I asked my art teacher, it like took all of my like introvert power to walk up to this man and be like, do you think I could be like an artist or something? And he was like, yeah, sure. I don't know, I was just like a high school art teacher. I'm sure you could, like, whatever. But to me, as like a small, like, little child, I was like, whoa, I could actually do this. I
like how you're like, I was a high school. I asked the high school art teachers, like, I was a small child. I was a young girl of 6. I was like Dookie Howser.
Right. Yeah. I was just this little itty bitty child, a high schooler. Yeah. So that's when it started, and I was like, well, the only thing I could figure out was the people in my class that were like really good artists were like going into animation. And so I was like, I guess I'll be an animator because I don't know what else to do. And I researched a whole bunch of schools for animation and got my bachelor's at one of them. I'm just going to leave it a mystery as to which one. But yeah. And then somewhere along the line, I was like, I don't want to do animation. I want to do comics. And then I did. Now I'm here.
Well, so you've got the BA in the animation, so you could, do the animated comics.
Oh yeah, I switched my major into illustration, so I'm super screwed. I don't have any other options.
Well, now you can't do that.
No plan B. I'm just driving blind here.
So yeah. So big art kid growing up. So yep. but into the Naruto. So yep, everybody's faves. So yep. We'll spin off on the anime. We'll get the anime. We'll peel that anime band-aid off real quick. Yeah. So favorite animes. Go for it.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. This was not in the list of questions.
It hurts.
So this is a hard one.
Ooh.
But don't worry, I will judge you for everything that you say from here on out.
Jeez. I really love shonen. I love shoujo too, but like shonen, like I grew up as I said, like watching Naruto. A little later I got into like Inuyasha, but like
so far I think you're doing well.
I think recently, recently in the past couple of years, like the big one that I've really enjoyed is Hunter x Hunter. And it's kind of an oldie but a goodie, and I watched both versions. And each time I watch them, I'm just impressed. Like
both versions? There's multiple versions of Hunter x Hunter?
Yeah, the anime, and there's 2 versions. I think it's like a 1995 version and like a 2011 version.
Oh, so kind of like a Full Metal Alchemist type thing where they did one and then...
Exactly.
Oh, okay. I didn't know there were 2.
Yeah. Okay, well, the one that I watched first was the older version, and I liked that better. And I'm sure there are people out there who are like rising up out of their seats like, excuse me? What blasphemy is this against the Hunter x Hunter canon? And I really enjoyed a lot of the decisions and the storytelling that they made, but the new version goes on longer. And so I did that. I watched that all, and I was like, this is cool. Like, this is sick. And of course, being like a teen girl, I also watched a lot of read a lot of shoujo. And
well, as a teenage girl myself, I also read a lot of shoujo.
Yes.
So I can't judge. Like when they announced that they're doing a new Fruits Basket, I was like, oh my gosh.
I saw that and I was like, is this a joke? Is this a joke? And then I was like, oh, I guess this is gonna happen. Another thing to like add to my list of things to watch or read when I'm not like working or dying.
Well, a good place to watch that because thanks to our wonderful sponsors over at Funimation, totally forgot to mention that at the beginning of the episode, our wonderful sponsors over at Funimation, you can get 2 free weeks of anime absolutely free. All you have to do is click the link in our description. So go to our show notes. You'll see the little link for free anime. You'll click on that, and then that will take you to your free trial. And after your 2 weeks, It's $5.99 a month, which is ridiculously cheap, and you get subbed and dubbed anime. So if you're one of those really cool people who like to listen to English voice actors and watch everything in English and actually pay attention, you can do that.
Ooh.
Or if you're one of those people who like to read your anime like a weirdo, you can do that too.
Oh my god. Yeah, like you're speaking my language right now. Like I know this is a sponsor, but like after this interview is over, I'm just going to like casually like go subscribe for free cuz I'm so cheap. I'll do anything for the I'm here for the free stuff. Like
oh, exactly. Same thing. It's like I started this podcast, I want free stuff.
Yeah. Do you get free stuff? Oh shoot.
I wish we got free stuff.
Bro,
like, I wish.
Oh no. Oh, you just have to talk it up enough where people will start sending you free stuff.
Like I told one of my friends, I was like, listen, if we get enough in sponsorship money to where we can afford like a $5 Little Caesars pizza, then we're done. We're done. We can cancel the show.
Yeah.
We've got what we put into it. I'm just kidding. We've put way more than $5 for a pizza in this show. So it's like maybe if we get like 100 pizzas, then that'll cover about a year. So
or like one episode, right? Like let's be real. Like the amount of love and drive and creativity and man hours like you put into your creation has got to be worth more than just a pizza. Like
well, I mean, talking about the love and everything. And by the way, you can watch you can watch all of Fruits Basket. It is streaming on Funimation, so all like 20-something episodes, you can watch it.
Wow, so natural. I love it.
Exactly, right? But speaking of the love and commitment, it's like all I do is talk into a mic. Like I do, I do my research and everything like that, but all I do is talk into a mic. You actually go and you create a comic. So you're physically drawing stuff. And like I've had Stephen McCraney on, who is the author of Space Boy. And he was telling me his process, and like he goes the entire week. Like that is one episode is just like 1 week, and he puts it out. So I'm like, I don't even know how artists do it that have these like weekly schedules. So like, I sit there and I'm like, you go for it, because I'm like, I'll read it, but I can't do that. Like I'm the idea guy. Like I got ideas like galore, but I can't. I could talk about it, and that's all I can do. I can't draw. I can't do anything like that. I can't animate. So I got your ideas, but that's all I can contribute.
Oh my goodness, dude! No, like the idea is the really important thing. Like the drawing and everything. That's like a skill that you have to acquire and learn, and that's worth a lot. But like I don't know, you just look at the webtoons that are popular, and the ones that like I really connect to and I really like come back to, it's all about the idea. It's all about the concept. It's all about like the storytelling, and how people tell this really engaging story is what keeps me coming back. And it's not even the art, even though like I look at the art and sometimes I'm like drooling and I'm like, someday I'll be that good, someday. And I keep working at it and keep like rolling with it. But I think whatever you produce, whatever you put out there, if people are liking it, if people are coming back for it, like that's worth a lot. Like of all the things people could be doing, they're sitting down and reading your comic or listening to your podcast or like looking at whatever thing that you put out there to the internet. And it's like, that's worth a lot that you're creating that content. So, I mean, like, yes, there's a lot of manpower. There's a lot of like hours that go into creating a webcomic. And like I don't know how featured like, people who are, not in the Discover section, they're in the featured section, which is like the paid, you post week by week by week. Mm-hmm. And that's, you've got your editor and everything. Like I'm still figuring that out because Matchmaker Hero was picked up to be in featured, and so now we're in this like death stage, me and my editor, of just like figuring out what that's gonna look like. And oh my goodness, like we keep like we're in like thumbnailing and boarding like purgatory right now, where we're just like going back and forth, and like I'll send her thumbnails and she'll send me stuff back, and like I sit and I cry, and then I'm like, you're right, my editor, and I go back and I change things, and it's like, yeah, like there's so much that you don't see that goes into webcomics that just makes me want to like take creators who post like hundreds of panels each week and just like hold them and be like, it's all gonna be okay. Because like that's like, you've got to be putting in over 60 plus hours, like in a week. And if you think I'm like, what else do you do with your life? Because like right now I'm trying to like get on that level and prepare to be featured, and like it's from like, when I wake up in the morning at like 6 a.m. to like when I go to bed at night, like 10:30 or 11, where I'm like thinking about it and working at it and like, really pushing. And it's like, whoa, like, how do people do this? I don't know. Like, I also need a social life. Like, I also need like me time. So I don't know, dude. Like, it's one of the mysteries that I'm kind of figuring out as I go along. Is like, how to figure that out.
So let's just go in and go into Matchmaker Hero.
Sure.
So there's two versions of Matchmaker Hero.
Yes.
You have your OG version, which honestly I love that OG version just because like all of the special stuff that you do in it, like the faces and like all like the random like kind of like almost like warped panels with the way people act. You've got meme faces in it. All kinds of good stuff. And then you've got the other version, which I'm guessing is the webtoons, because you had to do it for the contest version.
Yes.
Where you have to, you got to clean it up a little bit and you got to throw it up on there and make it all nice and shiny.
Yeah.
So you've got the two versions out. I'm going to be like you with Hunter x Hunter. I like the OG. That's my jam. That's what I first got into.
Understandably.
Because that got me hooked. Because like all the special stuff, because it was one of those like I had been reading stuff before. Like I had been reading like Darby and like Space Boy and all these other ones that had already been out. And then I got to this one and I was like, this one's different. Like it's a different style and like the art's different. So like what's one of your like art like your I was going to say references, but that's not the word I want. Your influences.
Oh man, like where to start? So
well, back in the day there was Naruto.
Back in the day, yes, when everything first came into being, when I got bitten by the anime bug and turned into a supervillain, it was Naruto, it was Inuyasha, it was anything by Studio Ghibli that was just like different. I looked at the things that like American animation was. I'm like, this is good storytelling. This is cool. And then all of a sudden, like, I looked at Japanese animation and comics, and I'm like, this stuff is going in directions that like I didn't even know existed, and it was like opening a new world. So definitely like being a kid who kind of got the best of both worlds, definitely both those cultures had a huge influence on me. I guess this makes sense if like the college I went to, because Cassandra Jean also went to this to my college, so you could stalk her and figure out where I went to. But definitely Cassandra Jean, who did some work for the Mortal Instruments, who is working on, I think, a new series, but did this awesome book called Reindeer Boy. And I have it sitting on my shelf, and I just look at her art, and I just look at it, and I'm like, that looks so, like, there's a certain taste.
Wait, what's it called?
Cassandra Jean, Reindeer Boy.
Reindeer Boy?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to throw it in my Amazon card, so that way I remember it.
Yes, please do. Like, the more people that buy her stuff, like, she's so good. She's... Just let me sigh in admiration, because I look at her art and the way that she colors things, and I'm like, this is a certain, like, it's not pastel. It's kind of like a chalky like taste to it that's really good. And then also I'm looking at this artist on my wall and I'm trying to remember their Instagram name, and Chew Draws, CHOO Draws, and that I mean, those are two like really awesome artists that I really look up to, that I kind of like I don't want my style to look exactly like theirs, but I definitely like want something with a similar like vibe to it.
Okay.
And Chew Draws like gets super violent too, and like awesome and cool, and like yeah, I just look at their art and I'm like, so good, and it makes me want to cry.
Wow, I just pulled them up on Instagram. Oh wow.
Yeah, you look at it and you're like, I don't understand like how this can be so good. Like, where do I go? Who do I sell my soul to like get this level? I don't know. But I'm just gonna like keep going and eventually, you know, get to where I need to be, because like they're just like hitting it with every single drawing and every single Okay. I'm sorry, I'm fangirling and I didn't mean to.
No, it's fine. Hey, that's what this show all is. That's what the whole reason for that we put this show on. Like, my original co-host, Gavin, he and we met because I was work friends with his wife, and we met at, like, a couple times, but then during whichever the newest, or not the newest, whatever Star Wars it was, I think it was The Force Awakens, we saw that one, and it was my first time seeing the Zootopia trailer, and I was like, oh my gosh, how come I had never seen this? This looks awesome. And he's a big Disney nerd.
Mm-hmm.
Like, before he moved to before they moved to Anaheim, he went to Disneyland every 3 months. So every quarter he was in Disneyland. I have a friend like that.
Yeah.
And now that he lives in Anaheim, he's there like every day pretty much. Because, yeah, he works at Trader Joe's, and then he's off to Disneyland, and that's how he does his thing. So like we started talking, and like we were both like live Disney, we both like animation, and it kind of exploded from there. And then you know, towards the end of that year, it was like, do you want to do a podcast? Yeah, let's do a podcast, and we did a podcast.
Oh, that's like such an inspiring story, where you like hit it off with someone and they're vibing with your vibe, and it's just like, I love it when that happens. Like, you find someone who's like kind of into the same like drugs that you are into, and you're like, whoa, I didn't think I'd find another one. Like, you're so special. Let me keep you forever. Like, yeah, I love that.
Yeah, it's always nice when you find somebody like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then I found in my current co-host, so I mean, it did happen like that too.
Right, nice. And you lock those people in your basement, and you will never let them out.
Exactly.
You chain them there.
Exactly. And I had to fly to Florida to get one, so.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I'm totally like revealing where I went to school, but like my best friends right now are graduating in Florida, or they're going to graduate this May. And yeah, shout out to Florida for being stinky and sweaty. I am 100% like born and bred Minnesotan, and can't believe that I went to school in that.
So you're just like always cold.
Yeah, yes, absolutely, 100%. It's one of those things where it's kind of amazing that human beings can like live here, because it's like it gets like, I remember one year it was like a -50 wind chill, and like,
wait, hold on, -50, 50 or 15?
-50.
That's
so
you
5.
died.
Yeah, you would think. But no, we lived, and like just like school carried on. I think we did have a day where they were like, maybe it's not safe for people to go outside, so we're gonna cancel. But no, like life went on, and so we sit around and drink our hot cocoa and laugh at the Southerners. So yeah.
See, it's one of those, like, I'm in Oklahoma. I've lived here my entire life, so we'll get ridiculously hot. And then it'll just be like, cold now.
Yep.
And that's what happens. Like we had a day, oh god, it was maybe a month ago where it snowed. Like it was down to 11 degrees and it snowed, and it was like, all right, cool. And that was at like 6 a.m. And at noon, it was in the 60s. And you're just like, the snow's gone. Why'd all the snow go? And it just makes no sense. The state is stupid. Yeah. And then it tries to kill you with tornadoes. That's what we got. Yeah. That's what we got here.
Yeah. I think if you go anywhere, Mother Nature will try to kill you. Because last year,
unless you're like in like South Dakota, because like nothing is there. It's just like it's the perfect place.
Aren't they in Tornado Alley?
I mean, Kansas and Nebraska are, but I think South Dakota is just high enough.
Just high enough.
Just high enough that they're okay.
They escape. Yeah. Nah. Oh. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh. South Dakota, here we come.
Might as well move there. Speaking of South Dakota, let's go back to Matchmaker Hero.
Sure, yeah.
So, basically, like, I'm gonna give it like a little brief rundown, and then you can kind of expand on what I go with. So, the main plot is we have my boy Richie over here. He is like, wow, geez, he's cool. He's chilling, stylish clothes, allergic to ketchup. Which you have apparently you have a thing against ketchup, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Chilling here, allergic to ketchup, and his mom basically forces him to go on this blind date with this rich girl.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, bro, what you hesitating for? She rich, but you know, I'm in that vein.
Right, I'm with you there. Like, as soon as like children get older, like the idea of like people dating for money becomes like so much more clear. Like, I understand that logic so much more now than I did when I was like 13. I'm like, I understand why you would do this. But anyways, continue.
I mean, like, I get that, but I'm sitting over here like, hey, if I get a girl, her dad better give me like a dowry or something, man, because like I'm gonna need something to help. So he goes to the blind date and he meets this very, we'll call her unique girl, Ellie.
Yeah.
And it's this whole thing happens in the bar, and she wants to fight these aliens. She wants to rid the world of aliens, pretty much.
Yes.
And how do you rid the world of aliens? Ketchup, because they can't deal with it.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. Mm-hmm. And so then we have like those hijinks ensue.
Yes.
So what I miss a lot, but.
Well, I think you've boiled it down to the essential components.
It's one of those, like, I'm trying to go off what we've gotten from your current story, not previous, because obviously stuff's going to change. But you said in your updates that stuff's going to change.
Yes, and congratulations, you've done my job for me by simplifying this story down into its essentials. Because, oh my, like, I have so much world building and things that I want to put in, but like physically, due to the limitation that I am a human being and I can't just like produce 24/7, I can't like put out there. So like, I mean, my editor and me, we're just like cutting crap and like figuring out where this is going, and oh man, like it's been a journey. Like, the journey of making this has been 100% just as fun as and terrifying, of course, as the story itself has been.
Is there a comment? is there a comment called "My Editor and Me"? Because there totally should be.
Yeah. Oh,
like the daily life of you and your editor.
The daily life of me and my editor. Here, editor, like, look at my thing, and they're just like, cut this out, like, happy, excited. Burn this, kill this character, like, forget all this, like, plot point that you had, and just, like...
It's like, but that's the main character. I know, if we kill it, can you imagine the buzz?
That was, like, one of the exciting parts about doing the OG, is, I did end up getting to that plot point where, like, Richie passes out, and I was like, well, killed my main character. Where do you think the story is going now, guys? Like... It was just, that was a good moment. That was a fun time. Like, ooh, I hope that stays. Because, like, yeah.
And we have. I mean, you've given us good characters, so I mean, we're kind of got a little bit OG in this because you've got there's not that many. There's what six chapters up of the main.
Oh, that's a good question. Because, like, okay, so we can refer to it as, like, the contest entry and the OG. Because I feel like that'll be easier for me to think about it. Because I think about the old series as, like, the first time I was trying things out, just shooting from the hip. And then the contest entry, there's actually only 4 episodes out.
I just pulled it up. Yeah, only 4.
Yeah. So did I. I had
great minds.
Yeah, like I should be an expert on my comic, but here we are.
Nah.
Yeah. So yeah, I forget what the question was.
Well, I mean, like some of the characters that we've mentioned, like we have Marvin's mom.
Yeah.
And then I'm not Marvin's mom. No.
I was gonna say because like
we'll not talk about Marvin. We got things for Marvin. We've got Richie's mom.
Yes.
And then we've got Ellie Baker. Is it Elena? He calls her something. Is it?
It's Elle.
It's
Richie
Elle?
Wow.
Yeah,
he's more likely to call her short stack or other, insult based on her height and stature.
I'm gonna need you when I mispronounce somebody's name to tell me up front so I don't look like an idiot. So
sorry, no, you're 100% like in the right though, because most people pronounce it that way. And
like,
I don't.
When I was in high school, there was a girl that was like a year above me, and her name was Ellie, and it was spelled E-L.
Hold on, you cut out. Can you hear me still?
Did I cut out? Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can. Okay.
Okay.
You're telling me. Yeah, I can hear you now. So you were telling me a story about.
I had a girl who was a year ahead of me in high school, and her name was Ellie, and it was E-L-L-E. So I'm like, oh, Ellie, but L actually makes more sense because she is so different.
Yes, and it's like the least amount of effort to pronounce as well. It's one syllable, and I feel like that's kind of her character is like. Not a lot of effort is put in here for anything really, except for maybe trying to fight them aliens.
Those darn dirty aliens. Speaking of those darn dirty aliens, we have Marvin. Cough.
Just cough like. Is he though?
We have a Mustachio.
Oh, so we're switching gears to another character.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I meant Mustachio, not Marvin. Obviously, Marvin is not Mustachio, even though I think it's a little bit more obvious in the contest version.
Geez.
I mean, there's literally a part where you have, like, the tape mustache falling off. And I'm like, alright, well, now we're just, like, ham-fisting it into our faces now.
I hope that with my storytelling that it will become more and more clear and I can screw with my readers more and more as time goes on.
It's not. It's really Richie. Yeah. Richie's actually Mustachio, and it's like, how the hell?
When people tell me that theory, and like, I've had very intelligent people come up to me and tell me that, like, is Mustachio like Richie from the future? And I just want to clarify, like, Richie is my brown boy, and he's not going to change skin color, guys. Like, I'm going to throw that out there, and there's...
Hey, it happened to Michael.
Yeah, well, there's that. So it's within the realm of possibility, but I'm going to throw that out there. I'm not planning on changing my character's skin color.
I never even thought that would have been a thing, that it's Richie from the future. Like, that, I don't know, that makes zero sense to me. Like, I'm just like, no, it's Marvin. We all know. Stop trying to not get it right. We all know.
Backing up to that theory, like, when I heard that theory that it was Richie from the future, I was like, dang nabbit, like, write my stories for me. Like, you're so much, like, more in depth than this is going to be. Like, I hope you keep overthinking this, because I'll just steal, like, the ideas that you guys come up with, that my readers come up with, because yeah, like, wow. someone like thought about that. Someone was like thinking about that late at night and was like, this is what it is.
I would like to think they've got like pictures of your comic up, just like different panels with the red string and they're connecting dots, and they're like, it's Richie.
Yes. And it, like, if you think about it, it does have like valid like ideas. Like if you think about like people coming back from the future, which, no spoilers, I don't know like what I'm gonna do with that. Like, but definitely like I don't know. Somehow I'm gonna spoof that a little.
Well,
like
we got to throw a kid in there with some big Nikes and like one of those big puffy like boatman jackets with glasses, and have him running around like Doc, the whole entire time.
Yes. Gotta be there. Gotta do it. Yes.
Or just have Jay Giles come on. Hey,
yeah.
No, Jay Giles. It was Huey Lewis. Wow. Two completely different bands.
Well, I'm not getting the reference. So.
Don't worry about it. Nobody remembers the Jay Giles band.
Well, here we go. We're
That's fine. Angel is the Centerfold. That's the only good song. That's about it.
Probably no, but research this one up parts of the time.
Oh boy. Yeah. It's a song, all right.
It's a song, all right.
It's a song, all right. That's about all we got.
All right.
so we've got our characters. So what's your deal with ketchup? Like, do you hate ketchup? As a Maddie growing up, where you're like, I hate that red stuff, or were you just like looking around your kitchen and was like, ketchup,
This is one of those things where I don't remember exactly how I came up with it. Besides, I remember thinking I need to like contrast the green of the aliens because aliens are green. And so we're going to need some contrast in this comic. And what's like a household item that like is going to be available and around and is kind of nonsense. Like, I was just sitting around and I was like, I like ketchup. I like tomatoes. We can do that. Like, yeah, lycopene. We can do lycopene. Like, that'll be perfect because then you have like something that someone could conceivably be allergic to, and also something that conceivably, these outer space aliens would that would be their kryptonite. And yeah, I have nothing against ketchup. I like it a lot. I guess I would be on the human team just because I like ketchup. Not that there's anything wrong with outer space aliens. We're not going to be alien racist here. But yeah, ketchup is great. It was a random thing. It was like, I don't think a lot of people realize that when I did the OG, like, I was just like, I wasn't even writing anything. I just, I was literally like drawing crap out and being like, that looks good. And then I threw it out there. And I was like, just, I didn't plan anything. It was just like, I needed to do something with my creative energy. I mean, I was in college and I was like suffering and I was like, you know what I could do? I could make a comic and post it online. And that's how it happened. Like, I didn't plan anything. And then all of a sudden I was like, I got like to this point of being popular. I was like, wait, like people are reading this. Oh no, this is a mess. And I'm like, I gotta clean this up. And right around then, like the contest rolled around and I was like, oh, I could do this and win some money maybe. And clean this story up and make a little more sense. Because a lot of the comments when I first started posting were like, what is happening? And I'm like,
so you made the mistake. You read the comments.
Yeah, I did. I was like, oh no, like people don't understand. I had people like asking me if I was on drugs, and I'm like, I'm high on life. This is natural. Like, I was like, I don't know what to do with this. Like, I mean, that was like the fun time, and then the comments hit, and then I was like, oh, I better make this make sense. And Yeah, it went down a different direction. And now for the featured version, like, me and my editor are, like, bringing back all the OG nonsense where Brie was like, you know, we should be, like, we should bring back all the fun stuff and make this, like, more of what it was and more of what people came here for. And I was like, but all this serious stuff that I wanted to do. And she's like, nah, man, like, just have them squirt ketchup everywhere. Like, that's what people came here for in the first place.
Well, it's
like,
one of those, there's a good balance between the two. Like, you can have the fun, you know, ketchup squirting.
Yeah.
And then you can have the actual, like, here's the meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
And then, then you can squirt ketchup on the meat and potatoes. And you're like, look, here was the serious. Now there's ketchup.
And then you have a meal. Yeah. There's ketchup just in a whisper. I love it. Yeah. I mean, that's what I hope to do. Is I hope to, like, sucker punch everyone with a little bit of serious now and then, but definitely, like, MMH is coming back as a comedy, and we've been having, like, genre, like, confusion for a while where I was like, is this what is this, where are we going here? Like, because I had it originally in fantasy, then I was like, this is a sci-fi because there's aliens. Then for a second there, I was like thinking, I'm like, but wait a second, everyone's motivated by, like, there's this whole, like, underlying motivation of, like, a character has a crush on another. So is this a romance? Is this slice of life? Where are we going here? And then, you know, my editor finally stepped in and was like, no, stop thinking. You can do all your nonsense. Like, this is a comedy. Let's roll with a spoof. And oh gosh, yeah, like, my editor has been so helpful. Like, God bless. Like, in just directing the raw just ideas that have come out of this, because it's been a journey, let me tell you.
Genre crisis. I mean, that's it's definitely sweeping the world right now. There's all kinds of people. But I mean, I like yours is like, it has a genre fluidity about it. Mm-hmm. So, like, yeah, like you said, you get a little bit of that sci-fi, you get a little bit of this other stuff. So,
and it's definitely, like, that spoof nature is, like, kind of lends itself to that of being the original idea for my comic was, like, anime is kind of ridiculous. Let's make, like, an anime, but where people are kind of self-aware that is really weird, and, like, things are happening and someone's, like, saying, hey, wait a minute. Like, why? And, you know, so that was kind of the original, like, take that I had. And then, you know, I did what I always do, and I kind of, like, overthought it. And I was like, we're going to, like, full on make this just, like, hard-hitting story. Like, you know, just got to, like, hit hard all the time. And that direction, I think, lost some of the original appeal. But I think with the new launch, the new feature, that we're gonna hit the right notes as far as, like, just, like, not taking things too seriously, and then a little bit of serious, and then we'll just roll with it. Yeah, see, it's gonna be good.
That's good. I like that. So if you were to like, compare this to, I don't know, like a TV show or an anime, like, what would you compare Matchmaker Hero to?
Oh man, I've thought about this a lot, and I feel like it's okay. So a lot of the characters are just, like, shoujo, like, tropes that I just flipped. That, like, you know, like, that is a, like, that shoujo plot of, like, there's a girl and she's, like, super cool and serious and are, like, awesome and, like, kind of spaz, and, like, she's, like, someone, like, is like, oh, you should date me for money, and she's like, no, I'll never do it, and then they end up doing that, and then you've got the guy
they end up, you know, falling in love because, you know,
and like, I'm like, what if, like, there was, like, some salty boy who's, like, offered that same scenario, but, you know, the only difference is, like, he is kind of rational, and like kind of questioning it as well. And so the two main characters, Elle and Richie, are kind of like shoujo tropes. So Elle's like that, like, I have two emotions, like smirk and like deadpan, like cool guy. And she's just gender bent, like cool dude. So yeah, and also like short and kind of, like surface level character, but in like the best of ways. And then Richie's like the spastic, like over dramatic, like shoujo heroine, like, trying to think. I'm gonna reveal my shoujo like nerdiness here, because I kind of think of like Keiichi Maid-sama with the characters, of like how the main character in that is like
oh my
kind
gosh,
of
what is her name? That brunette chick.
Is it Risa?
I think so. And what is his name? Our blonde god.
Usui.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
All of his little facial expressions the entire time, and his dry remarks and wittiness, love it. That's what like sold me on that manga. Yeah,
and that's kind of the character appeal that I was going for, except I flipped it. I was like, this is going to be kind of a gender bent, like Keiichi Maid-sama, where it's like, this is nonsense with like a good side of like tongue-in-cheek kind of like yeah. So that's kind of, I mean, like a lot of, I don't know, I really love a lot of tropes in anime.
Tropes are the best.
Yeah, I love that. And a huge inspiration too for me when I was making this webcomic and this webtoon was, oh gosh, I Don't Want This Kind of Hero. I think that's what it's called.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I like went back and started reading that again. And that really had a huge influence, and it's by, I just looked it up on Webtoon, and it's by
232 chapters. Well, this will give me something to do.
Exactly, I know. And like you can definitely see a lot of the influence, especially like with the villain. And like when I have a certain thing for like villains who are endearing and also psychotic.
Those are
so
the
like
best villains.
Hisoka from Hunter x Hunter. I forget the name of the villain in this. Maybe gosh, I was just reading it too. And I Don't Want This Kind of Hero, you can totally see the influence for Mustachio, who does things for a reason, no matter how like stupid that reason is. Like, like there's a method to the madness, and I enjoy villain hero relationships that are also a little friendly.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like how in Hunter x Hunter, Hisoka kind of will sometimes help Gon and Killua, and they're sometimes like, they're not always fighting, and I enjoy that because it lends a different, more interesting dimension to a narrative that I think just by making someone super just evil like that, you don't get that kind of heart, I guess, to the story. So yeah. I sound like I have all these deep reasons, and you're like, Mustachio is just like running around being a dork and causing general destruction, and yeah.
Well, and I agree with you. Those are like some of the best villains, because like I mean, if you think about like Jesse and James from Pokemon, like they're like awful villains, but like that's what makes them the best.
Yes.
Like, and you just like, everybody knows each other, and they're just like, you guys again? And it's like, yeah, I know, right? But guess what? This time we're like dressed as kids, so suck it. And all right, I mean, I guess we'll beat you again.
All right, yeah, and then you find out like later in life that like Jesse and James are like, what, 16 and 17?
Yeah, and, like, and they've had like these ridiculously hard lives, and you're like, good lord.
gosh. My goodness. Oh, childhood just revealed. Oh man. But yeah, no, I love villains. I love writing villains. I think that was a huge part of me starting Matchmaker Hero, was like when I came up with the idea of, which was also a funny story, when I came up with the idea of basically bouncing two characters off of each other that are polar opposites, which is Richie and Elle. When I came up with the idea and that story, and then the magic ingredient was like that villain. Because once I figured out the villain, and like all of a sudden that was like, oh god, I have to write this now, because I fell in love with that story and that ending and that character's motivation, and that just like, yeah, that sold it for me. I think I have the same opinion on romances as I do with, shonen. I think you have to love both of the elements, both the characters, right? Both players in the romance, like, just as much, and the same with an adventure story. I want to love the villain just as much as I love the hero, whether it's because they're just like offensively bad and like to the point where like it's just like you love to hate them, or it's like they're so good but they're going about it in such the wrong way that you're just like crying for them. Like it hurts. Like you're like, oh no baby, no, don't do that, no. And yeah, like I love writing villains as much as I love writing heroes. So okay, yeah, rant over. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
the main question on everybody's mind is, when are we going to learn about Stein?
Oh my gosh, soon. Okay, so if I look at, I think it's within like I think it's within the first 10 episodes. So when Matchmaker Hero comes back, which is maybe February. Maybe.
Okay.
Don't be on that.
You
No
that
comment.
exclusive Matchmaker Hero comes back February.
Maybe. Like
February. Smallest of asterisks up there.
Yeah, if the author can live that long, like we'll come back. We'll come back to that. But yeah, like where was I going? Oh yeah, I think it's, let me look. He comes in fairly early. And that was a fun, like, oh god, I love his character. I love who he is. Like, I love him even more now that we've chopped some things up. We've killed some people. We killed some characters off when we were going back and rewriting things for Featured, me and my editor. And we get to him a lot sooner, and I'm just like struggling. I'm looking at, like, I have my boards and stuff here in my Google Drive, and I'm furiously like looking to see where he comes in. But I think it's within like the first 10 episodes.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, yeah. And he's so much fun, and I'm so excited. I love drawing him. I love drawing all the characters. There's so many characters that I can't, like, you don't even, like, there's so many things that I want to share, but I can't. Because I can't share spoilers. My editor would kill me, man. Like,
oh yeah, no, don't do it.
Yeah,
I want to be surprised. I want to be surprised.
Yeah.
As a reader, I want to be surprised.
Oh yeah. And
but I also want to know. So after the podcast, send me stuff. So.
Yeah. I'll just send you like all my boards, and then you'll hear about like some Minnesotan girl being struck by like lightning, because that's something that my editor could possibly accomplish, like just commanding the storm clouds to smite me. Yep.
So where can everybody find Matchmaker Hero?
So you can find Matchmaker Hero by going on Patreon and supporting me financially, and find it there. And if you want to go the free route because you're a loser, and
hi everybody.
Yeah, everyone, literally everyone. You have you have to go to the Webtoon site. It's exclusively on Webtoons. I'm too lazy to post anywhere else. And if you want to go and find the OG and, start from the very beginning, you have to search up MMH OG. And then also you can find Matchmaker Hero. I think you find it just by typing in Matchmaker Hero into Google.
Matchmaker Hero, yeah.
Yeah. And if you want to find me personally, you can come to my door.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Maddie, where can everybody find you? Skipping ahead of me.
Where can everyone find me? Well, you can find me by searching Maddie Ince on Google, and you can find me on Instagram or Twitter. I'll be the most active. You can, if you want to look into, the other stuff that I do, too, you can find my website and check out some graphic novel mock-up pages I made. And you can find my webcomic there and all my other social medias. So, yeah. Just Google.
And we'll put the links to Matchmaker Hero and MMHOG and the links to Maddie and everything like that. We'll put everything in the show notes. So just go to the show notes. So when you're looking at that anime and you're like, where's that anime link? You'll see this as well. So you'll see all of her stuff too.
Yeah. Wait, we didn't talk about the Dragon Prince. I feel
that's going to be special. Betrayed. That's what they're going to get at the very end of the episode.
Yeah, next podcast.
So, as a just in case, because I know some people are lazy and haven't watched the Dragon Prince yet, so we don't want to spoil it for everybody. So we'll do a nice spoiler Dragon Prince thing at the end of the episode, mainly because I've not really seen anybody who's watched it. We did an episode on it, but my co-host Hannah, she didn't like it. So I'm like, well, I need somebody who actually likes the show to talk about it with me.
Oh my goodness. I think, we'll talk.
We'll save it.
We'll save it. Yeah. Opinions. I have opinions. But continue.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Josh L. Kane. You can find the podcast on Instagram at Animation Station Podcast, on Twitter at Animate Podcast, on Facebook and Tumblr at Animation Station Podcast. We're very active on Tumblr. We're not, but we're there because, stuff.
Yep.
Because there's spoilers all over on Tumblr, and that's what we use it for. You can also find all of our episodes on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, Google Play, coming soon to Amazon Alexa. So get ready for that. You can also go to our website, animationstationpodcast.com, and be sure to check out all of our unlocked streams. That's every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. If you don't know what time zone you're in, Google it, and you can find it that way.
Yeah.
All right.
That'd be me.
Maddie, thanks again for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me, Josh. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Oh, no problem. You're welcome on any time, so maybe back in February. So you're welcome on any time.
Yeah, and we can talk spoilers then, because stuff will be out.
We'll talk spoilers 1 week at a time.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man. So for the Animation Station Podcast, I'm Josh.
And I'm Maddie.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Okay.
Cool. So wait, your co-host did not like the Dragon Prince?
No, hold on. Let me do a quick little thing real quick.
Okay.
Hey, everybody, it's Josh and Maddie's Dragon Prince spoiler part of the show that's randomly at the end of the episode. Woo.
Extra. Okay, perfect. Yeah.
No. Hannah did not like the Dragon Prince. It was all about the animation for her, and she didn't feel like any of the character chemistry or anything like that. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, man, nothing I like you like anymore.
Oh,
what happened?
Scrums.
If it's not a K-pop boy band, she doesn't care.
Oh, but fair. But they got CT Chrysler to do the drawings and stuff, and you see that the end of each episode, and he's also one of my art heroes. So I had to watch it, and then I was I know this was by the people who made Avatar. Oh, sorry, that was like my phone loudly rang. Wrong timing for that. But yeah, no, like I went into it and I was like, okay, this is not the same level as like Avatar: The Last Airbender. Let's be clear. Like,
Nothing is the same level as Avatar.
Right.
Not even Korra was the same level as Avatar.
No.
You can't top Avatar.
No, you could. Yeah, like the creators of Avatar cannot top Avatar. They're like that. Oh, that what a legend to live up to. But yeah, different story about Korra because I did not like that.
I like when Korra and Mako were together because I liked Mako.
I didn't stay that long. I was like,
man, that was episode 1.
Garbage.
See, I loved the love triangle, and then when the love triangle stopped, I was like, hey, I'm done with the show. Like, that's what was keeping me in because I didn't care. Like, it didn't feel like anything was real. I mean, not real. Like, there were no stakes really for me in that. Yeah, and I'm just like sitting there and I'm like, all right. I mean, I'm only here for the love triangle, and then the love triangle in, and I'm like, all right, bye, deuces, I'm out.
Yeah,
bye.
Peace out.
Like,
yeah, but no.
Very early. It's like season 2, episode 2, and I was like, well, they broke up in episode 1. I don't have to watch anymore. Bye.
Right. Yeah, that. Oh man, like it couldn't sell me, and I like love triangles. Let me clarify, I do love.
As a fan of shoujo, you should.
Yes. As a fan of shoujo, it's
99% of all shoujo.
Yes, like I love them triangles. I love them like tetrahedrons. Like I love
all those reverse harems. Oh my gosh, reverse harems are the best.
Oh, that's another rabbit hole to like dive into some other time. But no, like, dude, for the Dragon Prince, it like I don't like 3D animation. That's another thing, but I was able to accept it because I already like hopped on the Ruby train. A done deal for me because I was like, okay, I can survive this because I've survived like worse for the story, you know. And I watched it
real quick. Speaking of Ruby, that's another one where we've done one episode. My co-host Gavin hated it.
Oh my goodness!
But we did season 1, and season 1 is rough. It is very rough. And
for animation, it's rough. Yes.
Yeah. The story is good, but it's like when you get to the animation, he was just like, I just can't. And I'm like, I get it. It is rough. But when this came out, you were like, dang, this is good.
Right. And like, oh gosh, I have opinions on Ruby too, because I'm like, I don't know where like the new stuff is coming out, and I'm like, this is like okay, pretty, and like looks good style wise, but I don't know where this story is going anymore. And I'm like, oh no, I don't know. But anyways, back to Dragon Prince.
Yeah, Dragon Prince.
Like story was like, I'm not sold like Avatar: The Last Airbender is sold, but like I did enjoy the character interactions. I watched it with my kid siblings. I have a 6 and 7-year-old and other siblings too, but 6 and 7-year-old I watched it with, and just like their reactions as like, you know, Callum and Ezra and you know, Bait and Rayla, I was like, these feel like kids rolling around on an adventure, you know? Like things are working for me. It's hitting all the right points. I'm happy with this. I don't need like things to explode and be super emotional for me. Like, you know, Avatar: The Last Airbender would like hit you with sometimes. Like I don't need that quite there. But yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. And, you know, especially Callum, like I could like being like that family situation being super relatable for me. Like him and his like not dad
royalty.
Well, you know, I was gonna bring this up later, but no. No, I need to find myself a rich boyfriend to pay for all my endeavors my whole life.
Hey, if you find, I'll take a rich boyfriend or a rich girlfriend. At this point in my life, I'm just like, yo, if y'all rich, I don't care. You can be a cat, whatever.
Yeah, dude. That's like the plot of an anime right there. That's like Matchmaker Hero 2.0. Everything is the same except he's dating a cat. There we go. We're right.
Oh my gosh, if you did like an alternate reality type thing, you could like Richie goes like it's stuck in like some weird like loop, But like Elle's just a cat. There you go. Boom.
Yeah.
That's season. I've written season 2.
Yep, you have. Just send it to my editor. We're done here. We're done. Yeah, no, Dragon Prince was sick. Like I was on board for that. I was there because of CT Chrysler and the beautiful art that was done, and also Callum. Yeah.
Oh man, my boy Callum. I'm really glad they got Jack DeSena back. Like that made my day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
it was good.
Because like people can like they everyone does that whole what is it, Voltron thing? They're like, oh my gosh, it's like Avatar, and I'm like, nah, it's not.
Nope.
It's not Sokka. And then I'm like,
nope.
oh what? Nope, you brought Sokka back, so it's perfect.
Yeah. I mean, like, I was rewatching the original Avatar: The Last Airbender series with my siblings, and I'm like, yep. 2018, still relatable. Mm-hmm. Still, like, can understand everyone's, like, sibling motivation here.
Real quick, who is the worst character in Avatar?
Whoa! Oh, that's... How can you... Okay, wait, no. I didn't like... You know, like, Zuko's sister... God, what's her name?
Azula? Azula's the best character.
No, not her. Her, like, little, hangers on, like her buds,
Tylee and May.
Yeah, I never quite related to those two.
I like Tylee because she kind of had a thing for Sokka, so I'm like, yeah, I got you, girl. Me too.
Yeah, like yeah. I don't know. It took me a while to be like, these people are staying. They're here forever. And I was like, I guess I have to like them now.
Well,
because they're true.
Mine was always Katara.
Really?
I never liked Katara.
Yeah, Katara was interesting. I liked her during the series. Oh, wait, no. I didn't like Aang for the longest time.
Yeah.
I did not. I was like, you're annoying, and you're stupid, and you don't like to be responsible. And as a serious child who was, like, full of responsibility, I was like, I don't understand you. And now as an adult who is actively trying to avoid all responsibility, and I'm relating more and more to his character.
Well, that's the way it is for a lot of stuff. Like the ancillary characters are always way better than the primaries. Like Sokka and Toph, like way better than Aang.
Oh yeah.
Like if you just gave me Sokka and Toph the show, I'll just watch that. It would go nowhere. It would just be, blind jokes and stupidity, and that would be the entire show. And I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll watch it. That was Nickelodeon at that time anyway, so why not? But
back in the
oh god, back in those rough days, those rough Nickelodeon days. Oh
yeah.
But like with Katara and like Aang and like same thing with like Harry Potter. I'm a Ron Weasley fan. Like I like Ron. Like Harry kind of sucks. Like I'm sorry everybody out there who likes the Harry Potter, but I'm like,
sorry.
It's like Harry kind of sucks, man. He plays that I'm an orphan card a lot. Like read the books, like he plays it a lot.
It plays that card a lot. Oh man, I have my entire knowledge of Harry Potter, full disclosure, comes from memes because I grew up in a very Christian household, and my mom made me swear and promise on my life that I would never read it. And so I've managed up until now not to read the Harry Potter series.
Well,
I've watched some, but definitely memes.
Well, it's one of those, like, I'm the same way. Like, I grew up and, like, I went to a private school, K through 12. Same friends my entire life growing up. We couldn't do anything Harry Potter. Like, Harry Potter was like a no. You can't do any Harry Potter anything. So, obviously, that made us want to do it. So we did that. Like Lord of the Rings was like it's okay, but I'm like, but Lord of the Rings is bad too. I mean, let's bring that to the table. It was like, no, it's okay. Lord of the Rings is fine.
Yeah.
So
this is fine.
I was like,
and right. Like, and if you think about like Chronicles of Narnia, which is like, paraded around as like a really good Christian series for children, like that lie like
it
people.
I know. It's just like we actually like. The one thing that I remember that my school did, it happened to be on my birthday, but that's when the first Chronicles of Narnia came out. December 18th, whenever that was yonder. So we all went to that. We all went to go see that movie. And I was just like, this is like a weird show to show to kids, right? I mean,
Yeah.
like it was a weird book to begin with, but we're gonna show it to kids, and you're like, all right. I mean, our whole entire school went. Like they got K through 12 permission to go, and it's just like, all right. I mean, I guess we're watching the Chronicles of Narnia because Liam Neeson is Jesus apparently. And that's what we got. And you're like, all right. I mean, sure. I mean,
you're like rolling with it because you're a child, and you're like, yes, this is correct. Yep.
Like I don't know how good Turkish Delight is, but I mean, if it makes you want to betray your family, it must be good.
Yo, can you imagine? Can you But if you think about it, like selling your sibling out for a piece of candy, how many children would actually do that?
Oh, I would. I don't have siblings, but I would definitely have sold them.
Everyone would have done that. Like, so relatable. And, like, I'm not knocking, like, Chronicle or, like, the Chronicles or, like, Lord of the Rings at all, because I love those. And, like, goals is to be, like, C.S. Lewis. Like, as a Christian comic artist, I'm like, if I can get, like, somewhere around, like, the impact that he made with his life, like, we'll be sitting pretty. Like I'll have lived a really good life, like, you know. But yeah, like it's weird what, like, I don't know, like people deem acceptable and unacceptable as far as like media goes. It's very interesting to me, like growing up around that kind of sheltered life and then looking back on it. Like my mother still is like, Pokemon is like, and anime is like Japan trying to indoctrinate our children. And I'm like, but Mom, no, like, none of that.
It's actually not. It's actually them trying to sell
stuff.
Like, that's what it is.
Which, like, to be honest, like, same with Disney. Like, they're just trying to sell stuff too. Everybody's trying to make a buck, and there's nothing wrong with that. Until you start, like, messing with my childhood characters, and then I'm going to come after you with a pitchfork. But, you know, it's just the way of the world.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, my mom, like, that's what it was like growing up. It was, like, very religious. It was like, you can't watch The Simpsons. Like, okay, fine, I won't watch The Simpsons. But it's like, you can watch Futurama because it's sci-fi, and you like sci-fi, and we like sci-fi. I'm like, all right, this is worse, but sure.
This is worse.
It's way worse. But
so much worse.
But it's one of those, we're like, oh, well, you know, whatever. But now it's just like, yeah, she doesn't care. Like, I'm out of the house. She's like, I'm going to watch Supernatural. I'm like, that's literally the devil. Like, they fight him. They go fight him. And there's angels, and they're not, like, real angels, so it's weird. But, I'm like, all right, you do you, Mom. I mean,
yes. And someday we'll, like, like someday, like I'm thinking, I'm like, if I ever have kids, I'll have to make those decisions too, and I'm sure I'll screw it up like royally. So, like, oh, it's interesting, you know. It's, I don't know, very cool, interesting insight into society that I didn't expect to be talking about.
Exactly. It's because we were talking about the Dragon Prince.
We like talked like very little about that.
That's what this show is about. It's just tangents. Yeah. Like, we could have just called this show Tangents.
Yeah.
And it would have made sense. It would have made more sense than Animation Station. But, you know.
Oh my goodness, but the Animation Station has got such a great ring to it, and like I looked at your guys' site and I'm like, oh, this is pretty.
Oh no, it's not.
Nice.
it was the cheapest thing I could get off of Weebly, so.
Well, I was impressed. You have impressed someone who knows nothing about anything, so like,
my
good
work
job.
My work here is done then.
Your work here is done. You can go relax now. That's how I feel like with my comic. I'm like, you know, if like one person likes this, then I have accomplished something. You know.
There you go. I like it. So you've accomplished something. Congrats. We've both done it.
We did it.
Let's hang it up. We're done.
Pizza. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we gotta get that $5 pizza because I mean, other pizza's expensive. So Dragon Prince. So big fan of Caleb.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely.
I gotta ask, you shipping anybody?
You know, I thought maybe I was gonna. Oh wait, no. I was like, the two siblings.
Oh god.
I'm not shipping the siblings, but what are their names? Claudia
Claudia and Soren.
Claudia and Soren.
Oh my gosh, they're like the best version of like Azula and her gang I've ever seen.
They are perfect. They are my siblings and I's relationship. Like, the whole fart joke with Claudia, I was just like, yes, this is something that would happen in my house. And everyone would be offended, and then, yep. But no, as far as shipping, I'm kind of on board with Claudia and Callum, but I'm also, like, more on board with, like, Rayla and Callum.
Yeah, I think in-game is Rayla Callum.
Yeah, and if they pull in Avatar: The Last Airbender, I'm coming after those creators, because I was hardcore Azula, or not Azula. What?
Oh, were you a...
I was a Katara,
were you a Katara Zuko?
Yeah, Zutara.
Oh.
Yeah, that was my end game.
I've never met one.
Oh, well, here I am. I'm here for your podcast special. Yeah, I was hardcore shipping that for a while, but I also really like enemies as romance interests. As, you know, you could never guess from my comic. You would never guess that. But yeah, I was that person. But with Rayla and Callum, I feel like they have a lot of potential to be something very interesting. And a relationship based on kind of more of a reality than the expectation. Because, like, I think with the crush Callum has on Claudia, he's going to be... It's just setting up for this awesome epic disappointment.
Right? That's what I'm hoping for. Like,
and
I'm ready for it, because I'm like, she's going out to do the magic thing and bring him back, but she doesn't know what how's that? Is that better?
That's much better.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I keep moving away from my mic. So,
oh, okay.
Like, I'm hungry, so I'm like pacing. So
yeah. Sorry.
So like, yeah, I see that Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And I want it to break bad, because when it does, it's gonna be so good.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Yeah, as an author, and also someone who consumes media as well, as a creator and stuff, I'm like, yeah, I'm here to hurt you guys. I'm here to hurt my fan base. And also, like, when I'm going into something, I'm kind of like, I'm here to be hurt. Like, I'm here to see those things explode, and like, yes, give me all the pain. Let me experience this. Like, yeah, like, hit hard, please. This is me begging the creators of the Dragon Prince. Like, yes, do it. Hurt us.
He's like, Giancarlo, I know you're listening.
Yeah, Giancarlo.
I know you waited the entire episode to get to this point, because you were wondering.
Yes, when we would talk.
Yeah, we need to talk.
Specifically give you advice.
Yeah, it's like, make it happen. We need this in game.
Yeah.
That's that. Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's what they're doing. Like, because it's if we think about it, it's like, he is technically a prince.
Yeah.
So it's like prince, and then you marry this, because like, we still don't even really know that much about Rayla, other than she's like a cool elf.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
What if she's royalty? Oh my gosh, what if they join and like it unites the kingdoms?
I can't even.
I'm writing it. I'm just writing it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Good. Like, on one hand, I'm all for, like, the romances that hurt you. On the other hand, I'm like, I love, like, the cheesy, like, we're the perfect couple. Like, we like the things that work out, and like everything comes together, like, and everything, like, is just so good. Like, I don't know, I'm here for both of those tropes, like, or both those, like, setups. So like, this could swing either way.
Like if Claudia and Soren weren't like brother and sister, I'd be all over that. Like, just as, like, two goopy idiots just off on adventures.
Yes.
Like, it's so great.
Yeah. Again, you could not guess from my comic that I like goofy idiots. Never in a million years. but no, like I don't know, there's something beautiful about two people who are really dumb, who don't know they're falling in love. There's something that I enjoy that.
Yeah.
I enjoy that quite a bit.
So,
anyways,
so what do you think about the other characters? Like out of our main, I mean, so past our main group, like,
yes.
Who else do you like?
Aunt Amaya can come into my house and just like wreck everything, and I will applaud behind her and just enjoy every minute of her presence. I love her. I love, what's her friend?
Grin. I love Grin.
Yes,
just as, like, he was funny, like when he's like getting strung up, and he's just like, so I have some concerns.
Yep. And then what's his face is like the villain man.
Oh,
I do love to hate that guy.
Oh, he's a good bad guy because you hate him, and I'm like, love it.
Yeah, you hate him, and you kind of understand his where he's coming from though too. Like, I can definitely like Varian, like I can see where we're going with this, and I like it. I like this descent. Like, I'm here for this. I'm here to like go into the depths of your character. Mm-hmm. And his relationship with King Hero too, I thought that was great, because I was on the edge of my seat, and I still am on the edge of my seat, and like, did he save him or not? Because he was going in with that soul switching snake, that bad snake boy, and
I think he swapped him into the bird.
Oh,
because they kind of talk about like the bird doesn't sing anymore, and so I'm like, oh, it's got to be him. They have to have switched.
Yeah, because they did not bring that up for nothing.
Exactly.
If they brought that up for nothing, that's bad writing. No, okay, that's a theory that I'm gonna go with. Then I'm stealing your theory. I'm 100% on board with that, because I was like, there's something here, and I hadn't quite figured it out, but that makes total sense. Yeah. King Hero, I was like, you're gone too soon, son.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my gosh, when he went, I was like, oh.
You could have been like my like good dad boy that I'm here to root for. Like, and but when are they gonna? Did they find out? Did Callum and Ezrin find out that Rayla's people killed their dad? I can't remember if they found out that season and it was just really anticlimactic, or if they just didn't find out yet.
I don't remember. I only watched the series once. I need to go back and rewatch it.
Yeah,
but
I don't found out yet, because I feel like that's gonna be a thing.
Yeah, because she kind of was very nonchalant when her first thing kind of fell off, and didn't mention it anymore. Right. And she was like, you could feel her like just despair at that moment, because she knew what that meant. Mm-hmm. And then they're like, "What's up? Is everything okay?" Loop de doop de doop, like having a good like princely time. And she was like, "Yeah, everything's fine. Your dad just didn't die. It's cool. Yeah, everything's all good. It's all good. Yeah,
it's all good. Like nothing just happened. You should be concerned about."
I'm interested in what's going to happen with Renan too.
Which one?
Our Moon Shadow assassin,
who's trapped in a coin boy.
I'm hoping Grin takes coin boy.
If
Grin escapes, like, he's like, I'm gonna take this coin, and then it's just like Grin and Renan just like off, like running around doing their thing.
Good. Again, that could be its own spin-off series, because that would be perfect.
The only thing is, like, I would need Renan to be able to talk through the coin, so that like Grin could like put him on like a necklace so that he could see. And just be like, they go on adventures and just be like, so where are we going? Be like, you gotta go this way, and be like, yeah. Or if he's like giving him sass, like Grin just like takes him, puts him in a pocket. Just be like, quiet time.
Oh, such a balance of power, because if Runan was like out and about, like, he would like take Grin, and it would be over. He would be like the alpha in that relationship. But no. That would. I love that. I love the power dynamics of that sort of thing, where it's like, and they did that in Inuyasha too, where like Inuyasha could like kill Kagome, but she can tell him to sit.
Exactly.
Like, yeah! And every time she does, you're just sitting there and you're like, yes! One for the little guys! I love it! But, yeah.
Yeah, but she kind of abused it a bit, let's be honest. Just be like, Inuyasha's, like, looking at some other, like, he keeps talking about Kagome Sit Boy, and what was her name?
What's her face?
Kikyo.
The one girl. Yeah, but wouldn't you though? Like, wouldn't you tell your annoying not like dog boyfriend to sit all the time if you had the joy to have, you know, a half demon boyfriend, you know?
Oh, I would mess with him the entire time. It'd be like, hey, Inuyasha, Shih Tzu, you know?
Yeah. And just like, oh good, yeah. All the things that you can like abuse that I don't know, that like sometimes I feel like anime doesn't go petty enough. Where like, no, think about it. How would an actual human being react in this situation where you're like, but what if I just abuse this for nonsense? Like, that's something I loved about the Dragon Prince, bringing it back, is like Callum and Bait like running around the castle stealing cookies, because like that's what you would do.
Yeah, because I mean, that's what a young prince would do. Like, he would know all of the back alley ways to go in, and so he could get the sweets. And I'm like, yeah, I got you, bro. Yeah, me too.
I'm like, same. Like, I, as a fully formed adult, would do the same exact thing. So yeah,
me as a fully formed and pudgy adult would do the exact same thing. I'm like, yeah, if I can get like baked goods, I'm there.
You're set. Yeah. Oh man, and baked goods in like anime or like cartoons, always like
so good looking.
So good looking, yeah. Wow.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So where do you want to see? Oh, we probably should have asked this about Matchmaker. Where do you want to see Matchmaker going forward? So I hope everybody stayed around.
Whoa. Yeah, I'm sure you can slice and dice.
No, that requires more editing than I want to do. So.
Oh my goodness. Well, I hope that someday it's a popular webtoon and I can also get me into some merchandise. And I'm always like a big dreamer, so I know this is like a super dream, but I definitely would like to make some deals with like, if Netflix is looking to do a new original like animated series, I'm here for that. I'm down. So like, I hope that we can, you know how webtoon is actually based in Korea, so
it's Line, isn't it? Yeah, it's Line.
Yeah, Line. So Line has done some amazing stuff over there with like making things into like live action shows, and like, you know, they're
everybody's
doing
favorite Korean boy band EXO. You could watch Line's wonderful EXO Next Door. Don't watch it; it's trash. But they did it.
But they did it, and it's trash that people probably love, and I'll probably go watch it and love it. But like, you know, and I don't know, I think if I could create the ideal future and just like throw it out there, yeah, that's kind of the same direction I want to see webtoon go, and that's the direction, you know, I think that they're heading in the US, because they've done it in Korea, and so I think they're gearing up to do more, and that's one of the reasons why I signed on with webtoon and why I post with them and why I partner with them, is because I am really invested in their vision of like what they want to do with creator-owned, you know, like made comics. And I just, yeah, I'm like, this is really cool what they're doing and where they're going, and hopefully like soon, like people are, I mean, I can only assume that people are already paying attention, you know, the powers that be in Hollywood or whatever, because, you know, it's really popular, you know, webtoon's a really popular platform. So yeah, I'm fingers crossed, and I hope whatever comes of this, that I can move on and do other stories as well, because that's really my heart, like to keep going and keep creating and keep doing what I do, telling good stories, hopefully.
Yeah. Very eloquently put.
Oh, thanks. That was I didn't plan that at all, actually. Just dusted off my shoulder here. Congratulating myself. Oof. Okay, yeah.
Sorry, I'm gonna make some claps there. I'm actually gonna put that in because that was really good. So that deserves to go in the real episode.
It sounds good. Like I can't wait for this to air, dude. Like it's gonna be so much fun to. Well, wait, I have to hear my own voice. That's gonna be a weird.
Hey, that's one of those ones. Like once you get used to it, you're just like, yeah, whatever, go.
Yeah.
I just talk now. So.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to get used to it, and like, I don't know, like my family like never like they never appreciate like that I'm popular on the internet. I'm not even that popular. I'm gonna whine about this. I'm not even that popular, but I feel like they should appreciate it a little bit. So I can't wait to be like, hey, guess what? There's a podcast in a minute. Bam. And then my family's just gonna be like, what's a podcast? And I'll go and cry like I usually do. So
well, it's one of those like I'll tell people, they're like, yeah, I mean, I've got a podcast. It's pretty doing pretty well. Like, oh, cool. I'm like, brah, we're in 96 countries, man. Like,
yeah,
I have a person. Does anybody in Estonia know who you are? No, I have at least 6 that listen to me regularly. You know?
6 people. Yeah, it's like, yeah, and that's the crazy thing about the internet. I think that I'll never get over it is that like you can make content and people in like Germany or like, you know, Russia or Japan or Australia will be your fan and you're like, whoa, and you feel cool, and then you get back to real life and you're like, oh, I'm just like a normal broke person. Okay, fine. This is fine.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's how it goes.
Yeah. But hey, you know, here's to the future and maybe getting more famous.
There we go. So what are your expectations for Dragon Prince?
Oh, you know, I think they're gonna go good places with the story. I think they're gonna roll in with a little bit darker themes, which I'm kind of okay with. They touched a little bit on it, on like some more dramatic elements with like the king dying and like everything. I think that's gonna come back to bite our happy heroes in the butt later. And also,
when they, like find out, that'll be a good one.
That's gonna hurt, and I'm gonna be here for it. And yeah, I don't know. I think too. Like I was kind of hoping. This is a really weird fan theory, but I'm sure I'm not the only person who had it. But I was kind of hoping that Callum was the Dragon Prince. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because he's like. I was a little confused there for a while about his mom and or his dad and you know his mom.
We don't really know who his dad is because I mean, it's like we know his mom,
right?
But we don't know his dad, so maybe his dad was a dragon,
right? And so that was my thought was, you know, they have this egg and it's never been hatched. It's been freaking years. So like. It's plausible that Callum, who sucks at doing everything human, is actually not a human, you know? And so I was like, maybe, but then they didn't do that. And I'm like, cool, I'm here for this dragon baby, too. A little disappointed. It hurt a little bit, but we're good. Yeah, I'm excited for that dragon. I hope that dragon's like sassy good character. I hope that dragon and Callum are best friends. Or no, Ezrin. Ezra needs to get more love because what a good boy. Like, what a real good boy. Like, he's not damaged like Callum is, and I do love damaged characters, but, like, Ezra is just a light. Just a light.
Yeah,
good boy.
I think it's gonna hit him the hardest. Like, it's gonna hit Callum, but when it hits Ezran, it's gonna hit him the worst. And I think we're gonna get a good episode out of that. I'd like to see him go from, because he's just been this nice, quiet little fun boy, to I'd like to see him go kind of dark. You know, when he finds out, just be like, I'm gonna be rebellious now. Screw it.
Yes, and I would expect that from the creators of Avatar: The Last Airbender, that they would take advantage of that. So
yeah, he's gonna shoot Callum in the back with like lightning, and it's gonna be like, what?
Yeah, it's like fooled you guys. I'm now the villain. Oh, can you imagine?
Dragon Prince is a bad person, and yeah, it's Ezran. He's the Dragon Prince, and he's like an evil guy.
Oh man.
See, I told you, I'm an idea guy. That's all I got. I got the ideas.
Yeah. Dude, like, you're writing this. You're writing the story. Oh my.
Man.
Yeah.
So, you watching She-Ra?
I have not yet.
Nobody is watching She-Ra, and I'm sitting here, I'm like, I want to do an episode on it, because I finished it this weekend, and I'm like, man, I want to do an episode while it's hot, because, I mean, it's good. It was a good series, and I'm just like, nobody's watched it, and I'm like, really, guys? Come on.
I was so hyped for it, and then it came out, but it came out at a point in time in my life where I've been so, I've been in a really work-focused, moment here in my life, trying to, get episodes ready for my launch and everything, so I'm like, I want this, but I want to wait until I have, a couple of days where I can binge this out. I don't want to, watch an episode here and there, because I have, a gluttonous personality, where it's I'm not going to eat, one M&M at a time. I'm going to shove this whole bag in my mouth.
Because that would be weird.
That would be bizarre. So, yeah, I've been waiting for a good moment in time where I'm like, I don't have too much work to do, but I have enough where I feel like I can procrastinate. Because that's the best feeling, is being able to watch a show and knowing you have better things to do. Yeah. But you're binging something anyways. But yeah, so I'm ready for that, and the whole Princesses of Power thing, and I've seen a little bit on Twitter, people talking about where the show came from, and it just makes me love it already. Yeah. And all the fan art I keep seeing, I'm like, I'm ready for this. And yeah, I think I'm going to C2E2
nice.
This coming March. So if I watch it by then, which I'm very slow to watch things, if I watch it by then, I'm thinking maybe I could pull off a cosplay. And
cosplayer as well? Nice. Look at you. A Renaissance
I've never
gal.
done it before. Yeah, I've never done it before, so I'm like, this could be my breakout thing. And then, the rest of my...
There are so many bright colors. The color template that they use in that show is ridiculous.
It speaks to my heart. I love it. Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be a weekend. That's gonna be a time.
Well, just be like Josh and get sick over the weekend, and you'll be like, well, I don't want to do anything, so I'm going to do this. And that was what you did. There you go. Just get sick.
Yep. That's how it's going to go. Oh, yeah, and I'm looking at the art for it right now. I just Googled it, because you mentioned the thing about color, and the way that, they're drawing, bulky, She-Ra muscles, not super bulky, but, yeah, I'm on board with this.
Well, it's great, because it's not, the people aren't just, cookie cutter type people. People have curves in this thing, and you're just like, I dig it. I dig the whole entire thing.
I also have curves. I know what this aesthetic is. Me. So yeah, it's such a looking at it. It's such a beautiful style. The direction that they went with the art. I'm very pleased, and I remember seeing some art from some creators that I follow about this months and months and months ago, and being like, She-Ra, what the heck is She-Ra? And now I am like totally here for this. And
well, it was one of those. It got kind of thrown under the bus a little bit by all the stupid neckbeards that are like, oh, they're redoing She-Ra. What's next? But blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, but She-Ra was cool. Did you guys not watch that? Like, I watched He-Man and She-Ra when I was a kid, and I'm like, that was actually really good. Like,
yeah.
Did you guys not watch it? But I mean, I was a weird kid. I watched a lot of those old retro cartoons growing up because I'm like, these are cool.
Yeah.
Because at the time, I was like, I knew that these were made to sell toys. Like, the reason that this cartoon was created was to sell toys. And you sit there and you're like, I would buy that toy.
Yeah, yeah. And success. Like, they did it. They set out to accomplish something, and they accomplished it. And it's like, with series like that, I don't mind that. I don't, like, as a storytelling decision, like, obviously I'm always gonna, like, gravitate towards, like, a little bit more in-depth stories that are a little more than that. But at the same time, and the same person that will come back to things because I kind of know what I'm gonna get, if you know what I mean. Like, when you have a certain, like, when a show is feeding a certain, like, need that you have, or a cartoon, or like a manga is just like, you know what's gonna happen, but you're kind of gonna be here for it anyways because you just have that, it's feeding something in you. I don't know. I like that. It's comforting to me. Like, it's why I, like, go and watch, like, I've watched, like, all the Forensic Files where, like, I know that they're gonna catch the murderer, and that's why I'm here, is because that's what they're gonna do. And I come back.
I'm here for the journey.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to see how they do it.
Right. Exactly. And I think that's storytelling right there. Is like, you kind of know what's gonna happen sometimes, but how they get there is it's gonna be interesting to find out. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, it's been almost 2 hours. So...
I'm so sorry.
No, hey, I'm having fun. This has been good.
Okay, good. I'm glad you're having fun. I'm having a lot of fun too. It went by so fast.
And thanks for all the listeners who stuck around
oh my goodness.
for this wonderful bit of fun commentary.
Oh boy. Yeah. Edit everything out. Edit this whole episode. God. Good Lord. Like.
Well, with the mic issues that we've had, who knows? It may have edited itself.
Oh, yep, that's true.
So we'll find out when we edit. So that'll be interesting.
Good luck, man. Like, have fun with that.
All right, Maddie. Again, thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me again, and have a great night.
You too. And again, for the Animation Station podcast, I'm Josh.
And I'm Maddie.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.